10 animals you're happy are extinct. Let's get it. Let me turn this up.
So throughout history, there have been some ferocious creatures that have roamed the earth, and it seems the biggest and most dangerous have since gone extinct. For this list, I won't be including very well-known animals such as the Spinosaurus or T-Rex, but for the most part, any other dinosaurs. Number 10, Gigantopithecus. This creature was a monstrous ape, closely related to the orangutan that roamed the bamboo forests.
What the fuck? Gigantopithecus? Fuck, did we run out of names? I'm ready now.
Number 10, Gigantopithecus. This creature was a monstrous ape, closely related to the orangutan that roamed the bamboo forests, jungles, and mountains of China, India, and Vietnam during the Pleistocene time period. It was a vegetarian, but still probably not a sight for sore eyes. It could grow up to 3 meters tall and weigh up to 1,200 pounds. Its strength was undoubtedly extraordinary and probably kept it safe from most predators, and it probably would not hesitate to use its strength against a human who got too close for its comfort.
It's not real.
It went extinct 300,000 years ago, possibly due to overhunting by early humans, or as the result of climate change.
Early humans? We used to hunt these shits? Oh, it was vegetarian.
Number 9, 3-foot-long scorpions. Officially known as Pomanoscorpius, these creatures were very similar to today's scorpions, but could grow up to 1 meter long and were armed with sharp claws and a venomous stinger. It's not known how deadly the venom was, but considering the large amount it injected with each attack, it was more than likely very deadly. During the time period that these things were around, there were also giant roaches the size of house cats, dragonflies the size of hawks, and millipede relatives up to 3 meters long. Number 8, giant...
So do y'all believe that the mountains were trees? Because if he's telling me everything was bigger back then, mountains had to be trees, right? And like, so you're trying to tell me humans was the only shit that wasn't big? Like, out of all this big shit, humans was the only ones
normal
not big.
Crocodiles weren't bad enough. There was once a creature now known as Purosaurus, which was more than twice the size of a regular crocodile. It lived in South America 8 million years ago, and would grow up to 13 meters long. That's more than twice as long as the largest species of crocodile alive today.
Of course it did.
It would be fully capable of swallowing a human whole. These giant crocodiles were capable of fighting T-Rexes and winning. Number 7, Quetzalcoatl.
Anything capable of beating a fucking T-Rex in a fight is worth taking off this fucking planet. Facts.
Undoubtedly the most horrifying living thing to ever come from the sky.
We gotta see
These
that.
creatures were gigantic predatory birds, standing at about roughly the same height as a giraffe.
What's this?
Some of them had wingspans of 12 to 15.
How you say this? What is this? Acuitas.
Number 7, Quetzalcoatlus. Undoubtedly the most horrifying living thing to ever come from the sky. These creatures were gigantic predatory birds, standing at about roughly the same height as a giraffe. Some of them had wingspans of 12 to 15 meters, making them as large as a small plane. What was rather strange about the creatures were their body proportions. They had ridiculously long legs, necks, and beaks, and very small bodies, as well as relatively short wings. Scientists believe that they did not hunt in the air, but rather walked on the ground hunting for any animal they could catch and swallow whole, and that may have included dog-sized, or maybe even man-sized creatures. Number 6, Megalodon. This enormous...
No, I gotta write that down. We gotta watch a video on that shit. Hold up.
6, Megalodon. This enormous, extinct creature is the biggest species of shark to have ever existed. It's generally thought to have looked similar to the modern great white. However, while a great white shark can grow up to be 20 feet long and over 7,000 pounds, Megalodon was estimated to be 60 feet in length, weighing anywhere from 50. Number 5, Gorgonops. Before dinosaurs came along, the planet was still full of giant, horrifying monsters. A prime example is Gorgonops, an animal that lived 260 million years ago, way before the dinosaurs became the dominant predators.
How do we know
Around
this?
6 to 10 feet in length, Gorgonops was such a fast and vicious predator that it quickly rose to the top of the food chain. Of course, it also helped that Gorgonops had massive canines so large they nearly protruded beyond its lower jaw. Number 4, terror birds. These birds were the top predators in South America and parts of North America during the Miocene, Pliocene, and early Pleistocene periods before they were replaced
Notice
by
how they
big
say in
cats and
Africa,
other
bro.
carnivorous mammals. Unlike
South America, all these
Quetzalcoatlus,
shit had
they
to
were
be from
unable to
Africa.
fly, but could run very fast. Some speculate as fast as a cheetah, and of course they were very large, with the largest of the species growing up to 3 meters tall and weighing up to half a ton. Their main weapon was their head, which could grow up to a meter long, allowing them to swallow prey as large as a dog in one single gulp. However, thanks to the hooked tip of the bill, which was used as a weapon, the terror birds could kill and devour prey much larger than a dog, including horses, camels, and humans, if they were around at the time.
Why you keep
Number
saying and
3,
humans? We know
Titan
everything on
boa.
this fucking list.
Being the largest snake
It's
to ever
fucking a human
exist, Titan boa grew upwards of 15 meters long and weighed over a ton. It lived in the warm climates of the tropics.
How much
60
is that though?
million
How
years
long
ago.
is that?
It killed
15 meters. How long is 15 meters? 16 yards. Thank you, genius. How long is 16 yards, nigga? 0.01 mile. Thank you. Thank you. Fucking useless.
by squashing it like the modern boa constrictor, and there's pretty much nothing that thing couldn't squeeze like a tube of toothpaste. Meaning, this thing would eat you like a boa constrictor would eat a guinea pig, which is why you should be happy it's extinct. Number 2, Arthropleura. If you've ever seen a centipede or millipede crawling through your backyard and you thought that was a whole lot of nope, or perhaps seen or heard of the giant centipede and thought those things were horrifying, then you might not want to know about the Arthropleura, which were massive millipedes that could grow up to 3 meters long. These things had few, if any, predators, and it's not actually known whether they themselves were predators or not, but either way, odds are you would not want to run into one of these things. And number 1, Mosasaurus. Fossil evidence suggests that Mosasaurus could reach as much as 50 feet in length, making it one of the largest marine predators of Earth's history.
Where did we ever find this shit?
Mosasaurus's head was like that of a crocodile, lined with hundreds of razor-sharp teeth which could kill even the most well-armored enemies.
How do we know this,
Almost 3 times the size of the Leoplerodon, which was perhaps the next most ferocious sea predator, the Mosasaurus would be capable of eating a small boat in one bite today.
Not gonna lie, that was very intriguing, but that left me with a whole lot of questions. Like, dead ass, how do fossils work? I think that might be my next video. Dead ass.
What is a fossil? A fossil is the preserved remains or imprint in a rock of a plant or animal, usually one that lived a long time ago. Many of the fossils discovered so far are ancestors of organisms living today, whilst some fossils are the remains of organisms that still exist. The study of fossils is called paleontology. The total number of fossils and their placement within rocks is known as the fossil record. Much of what we understand about evolution comes from studying fossils, so they are really important. But how do they form? When animals or plants die, their remains usually decay to nothing. It is only if the conditions are right that they can be preserved as fossils. The best way to create a fossil is to trap and quickly bury a dead organism. The dead remains of animals and plants that fall to the river or sea floors get covered in layers of sediment. Over time, this sediment sinks, as it is buried deeper by increasing layers. Meanwhile, minerals permeate through the sediment and gradually recrystallize the non-decomposed remains. This process is called permineralization. In some cases, the whole skeleton eventually dissolves, leaving a space in the sediment which becomes filled with mineral deposits in the exact shape of the original structure. In this way, a cast of the original structure is created. Eventually, the pressure exerted on the lower layers of sediment is sufficient to turn it into rock. Millions of years later, this rock may rise to the Earth's surface, where erosion and earthquakes eventually expose the fossil. While whole body fossils can be created in this way. And so can trace fossils. Trace fossils are the fossilized remains of things animals or plants have left behind.
What?
This includes footprints, tracks, dung, and even lightning strikes. Another way to create a fossil is by covering a specimen with a non-porous coating. Amber is the fossilized remains of sticky tree sap produced millions of years ago. Any insect or plant which was trapped in this tree sap would have become quickly coated, and there would have been little opportunity for the remains to decay. Fossilized remains of plants and animals made in a similar way are sometimes found in peat bogs, tar pits, or ice. So in this video, you have learned what fossils and the fossil record are. You have been shown different ways in which fossils are created, and have seen the difference between body and trace fossils. Do you have any fossils? Or are there any fossils in the area where you live?
It's a goof ass up. And that was very intriguing. Now I want to know what's the weirdest, biggest fossil they ever find today. I don't know, that'll probably be another video. Hey, I'm out. I don't want no Jenny, Drake, Go. I don't want no Jiggler, pretty.